Boo!
Luke is going to share the first story of the evening.
Alrighty. This is called An Odd Encounter in Shenandoah Valley. I go to school in Harrisonburg, Virginia. It was the summer of 2023. I was in my home late at night, 1 a.m., hanging out with my roommate, and we live in a 3-story home that we rent. We were on the second floor in the kitchenette, and we heard a faint moaning. At first we think it's the neighbors through the walls, but it starts to sound more like a baby, but not next door, but outside at our front door. We started to move towards the stairs to get a better look at the front door from the window, and whatever was there started screaming and banging at the door heavily. Almost felt like a really large dog or some sort of other 4-legged animal was slamming into the door. We freaked out, didn't know what to do. We sat in the living room and it kept going on for about 30 minutes. Then, after that time, it got more and more extreme. We were freaked out and we slept. Our bedrooms were on this first floor, so we didn't know what to do. Kept going on and on, so we decided to call the non-emergency police phone number. Started back up heavily at this point while we were on the phone, and we're describing it to the dispatch. Is that the noise you're describing? I just heard in the background. So we knew we weren't just hearing things. They said they would send someone out, but no one ever came. Me and my roommate decided we were fed up. I grabbed a kitchen knife, and so did he, and we walked down the stairs as it's still scratching and banging. Get to the door, and I look out the peephole, and nothing was there. Go back upstairs, and it starts again for around 10 minutes or so. After that, it stopped for the rest of the night. Eventually go downstairs, and I finally get to sleep and wake up the next day. Check outside, nothing was there, no damage to the door, nothing at all. We still think about it to this day and convinced it might have been a skinwalker or some other thing. Does anyone else have any thoughts on this? Was it a skinwalker, a spirit, or anything else? Now, in the comments on this story, someone mentioned that his area is not known for skinwalkers, but what they are known for is something called a crawler. And they are very large creatures that can get down on all fours and slam against things a lot in the night.
A crawler is what I call the zombie on 7 Days to Die that can't walk.
Yeah, I remember.
You know that new console update comes out end of this week.
I'm looking forward to it, yeah.
You have to buy the game, though, but still
We might have to play that at some point, because that would be interesting.
I need more about crawlers, they're saying in the chat.
I have another story about crawlers tonight. After I heard this one and saw someone say crawler in the comments, I had to find another one, and I did. So we'll have a little bit more about them coming up. They are definitely a strange creature, one I'd never heard of before. But apparently they are something that they see a lot in the Virginia area and other places down south.
Virginia?
Yep.
I like how the person was really seeking, I don't want to say support, that's not the right word, seeking feedback on what he may have encountered. You don't experience that on these stories very often.
No, that's what I thought was interesting too. This guy wasn't just telling a story to throw it out there.
Right.
He had questions.
Is he legitimately like, what the hell was that?
Yeah.
Not a whole lot of events to discuss what happened, though. You can briefly do so if you'd like. Pretty limited on that.
Yeah, just that this thing, whatever it was, sounded like a baby at first.
That was disturbing.
Yeah, and then it started slamming into the door. Like I said, the whole action of crawlers slamming into things, that is something that carries over in other stories that I've read. I don't know what they are. I can't really tell you, but what I've seen and what I've read about them today, if actually most of this comes from today, I'm very interested in learning more about them because there's definitely a lot of different cryptid-like creatures that you hear a lot about, but I never heard about this before. And so I'm excited to learn more. I'll probably have more stories later on in other episodes about them as well because, you know, you hear about, I've talked about skinwalkers several times. It's interesting to learn a new one, that's for sure.
Go to the chat here. I turned into a crawler when I had COVID. This is freaking me out because this is exactly something I had thought I dreamt, unless it was real. Oh, you're really getting trippy. Did anybody talk about having dreams about this?
No. From what I've heard, well, I mean, these people all don't believe they were dreams. They believe they encountered them in real life. So I do know that a lot of people have described them, and they all have the same basic mannerisms: slamming against the doors or windows, and then not being there when you look.
That was the crazy part, that I thought that when they looked, it wasn't there, but
Yeah.
slamming so powerfully into it.
Another comment, like he said, he asked if everyone thought it was a skinwalker. Someone pointed out that really isn't that area at all.
Just for reference, usually what, Arizona,
Yeah, the Navajo lands.
the Navajo lands, of course, the Navajo lands.
I'm really interested in Viv Games' dream about this, and
The guy dreams so much shit, it's insane.
he's like 30% of our stories.
But
But
it could be just because the dreams, or he thinks they're dreams. I don't know. It's crazy.
I'm looking for.
Terrifying, though, isn't it? Like, wouldn't you hate to be him? All the dreams he has. How the guy sleeps. Tell us Freddy Krueger's real next. Sorry, I interrupted you. Go ahead.
It's possible that he encountered a crawler, though.
Maybe that's how Freddy Krueger is.
He apparently said he sent the story to somebody. I'm actually looking forward to this. Anyway, really like that story just because of what it set me on to.
Yeah.
It put me towards a new type of creature, and I'm looking forward to more stories about them.
Now, is this thing similar to a night crawler?
Not like the. All right, so there's this, the Frisco night crawlers or something like that. That one's
I don't know what that means, for sure.
It was a creature that was caught on camera. People think might have been an alien creature because of the way it moves. It's so insane looking. Crawlers that this is about, they range up to 7 feet tall, are stark white, and they get down on all fours and crawl around like a crab walk. If you ever did crab walk as a kid,
Oh, yeah.
kind of like that.
Every day. No, I'm an adult. What are you talking about? Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Like, if everybody wants to scare somebody, they just crab walk towards them,
I mean, a regular person doing that's terrifying. If you're walking down the street and someone started crab walking at you, you would go the other way.
Yeah, I would turn around for sure. I'll hold up the rest of my comments for the next story in regards to crawlers.
That sounds like a good idea.
Jeff Townsend Media. CG, good night.
And the question is, do I stay here? Will you be back? Are you gonna come back? Will you be back? Are you coming back?